Another part of the human dynamic is being able to deal with one's own success in life, because this brings a lot of our emotions and passions to the forefront. And if we find ourselves in a situation to where something has happened and it's just gold. I mean, it's just become something that it's causing a person to have fame, causes a person to have a whole lot of money all of a sudden that they didn't have before, and being able to deal with that. We find many athletes who all of a sudden they come into a whole lot of money, and they've never had money, and they don't know how to deal with it. Or somebody who might win the lottery, and all of a sudden they've got just thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, and they've never had any money before. And you've read the story, and you've heard the stories. And this is not uncommon, with the ability to be able to deal with one's own emotions and passions, and not allow it to become something that would be detrimental to us. But oftentimes it does. Thus, it brings us to the story of Joseph in the Old Testament, Genesis chapter 37. This young man who was, at the age that we find him, he's 17 years of age. And he's doted upon by his father and his mother. And in their eyes, he can do no wrong. But now he has these brothers who are of different mothers, and they're feeling the rejection. They sense that they're not thought of as highly as this young man. And so we find that he is just in a stage in his life where everything is just beautiful. And then he has these dreams. And in the dreams, in the first dream, he's out threshing wheat with his brothers, and they were making these sheaves or shocks of wheat. And then he says that the wheat that belonged to the brothers, they bowed to Joseph's wheat. And so Joseph dreams this, and he wakes up and he realizes this is a powerful dream. This is a tremendous thing that's just been revealed to me. And of course, I would imagine he's feeling pretty good about himself. So he goes and he tells this to the family. Well, you might imagine it didn't go over real well. And these brothers, where they were already jealous of him, and they already had emotional issues concerning him, now this has just escalated the situation. And it brings me to the question of, could this have been dealt with in another way? Well, of course it could. Just like I mentioned earlier, that Jacob and his dealings with his sons, he could have handled it better. But then again, that's all hindsight. So the question is it just going and just send these things carte blanche to your brothers and building yourself up to be some great spiritual giant or leader that you're all going to bow down to me? That was a very difficult message to put across, even though he may have enjoyed doing it. But it brings the question, in these type of situations, these type of relationships, is there a better way to be able to deal with these things? This is Pastor Jack King with the gospel on the radio broadcast.